Hello, Bear Nation. This is the Bear With Me podcast, and as always, go Bears! We have a very special guest today. Me and Adam have both been very excited about this one. We have Adrian Moulton, superintendent here at Monroe Central. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And thanks for listening. We heard you're a loyal listener to the podcast.
Well, yeah, I try to every once in a while.
Yes.
We've made it.
We've made it. That's what we said. We said we have the superintendent. We got it.
We've done something good.
Yeah. Well, Adrian, thanks for being on here. If you just want to kind of introduce yourself a little bit, and
Sure.
we'll just go from there.
Yeah, Adrian Moulton, superintendent, Monroe Central. Proud 1991 graduate of Bear Nation. So had the pleasure of being a parent here. You know, I've had two graduates of my own go through Monroe Central, and my parents both worked here. So just a great place to be, and glad to be the superintendent. And had both of you guys in school, and I got to be your principal. So it's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
awesome. Tell us a little bit about your journey. I guess from graduating MC and then now, of course, the superintendent. Kind of what does that look like?
Sure. Well, I went after graduating from Monroe Central. Went to Taylor University in Upland. Was a social studies major and secondary education. So I was spent 4 years there. Went through in 3.5 actually, and did my student teaching at Westdale, just down the road from Taylor, and obviously a member of the MEC, so I knew a lot about Westdale at my time here at MC playing against them. So it was a great place to student teach, and at that time, Mr. Phil Gardner, who his kids went through Monroe Central, he was the principal there. I had a chance to coach Doug, his son, in baseball while I was working here in college. So he hired me. So I got my first teaching job at Westdale Middle School. I had 2 great years there. I was the varsity baseball coach, did a little middle school basketball coaching. Absolutely loved it there. Would have probably stayed there, but I got a call in August before I started my 3rd year at Westdale. And Brian Carr, who had been, everybody knows Brian Carr. He's a great MC name. Mr. Carr got a chance to go back to Burris, and that left an opening, kind of a last-minute opening here at MC. And I got a call from, at that time, Kelly Stevens, who was the principal, and Dr. Tim Long. Everybody knows Dr. Long. And they were just like, hey, we want you to come home. And, it's hard to pass up a chance to come home.
Absolutely.
So I started in 1997, coming back to Monroe Central, and from there, been a teacher, was an athletic director for a couple years. High school principal, which I loved that job. It was great fun, great people to work with, and then for the last 8 years, been the superintendent. So
that's 8 years.
8 years.
Oh my
8 years.
gosh!
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
I knew since I've been here.
That's
but
crazy.
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah, it does.
when you're having fun, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Journey back home. I like how you said that. Come back home.
Yeah, come back home.
That's exactly how I felt when you guys reached out to me at Ball State or before Ball State graduation to see if I wanted to be athletic trainer. So I appreciate that because now I love being here. So tell us a little about when you were talking about coaching at Westdale, the middle school basketball team. Did you have Craig? Is that right?
I did.
Yeah. Craig.
So
Craig,
my second year at Westdale, I had a chance to coach the 6th grade, and Craig was coming up, and I got to coach that group. And I'll tell you what, that was one of the funnest group of kids I have ever coached. And Craig was he was truly a warrior, no pun intended.
Sounds like him.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, he was definitely our stud. He was a nice player, and it was just a fun team. And those guys, I just loved coaching them because in 6th grade, it wasn't just the fact they were 6th graders. I think it was also just the type of kids they were. But they totally bought in, and they did
Super
everything
important.
I asked them to do, and they were very successful all throughout their high school career.
Thanks to you, though.
Well, yeah.
Laid the foundation.
I like to think I got them started off, but we had a lot of fun with that group. So
Yeah. So I thought we were walking in. I was like, I couldn't remember exactly, but
Yep.
and then you said you're a varsity baseball coach.
Yeah,
as
I was
well?
2 years over there.
Okay.
Actually coached Craig's older brother, Nick.
Okay.
We got off to a rocky start. My first year was really definitely we had poor numbers. We didn't even have a JV, and I kind of had to rebuild. And I knew that going in. But then that second year, we played well. At that time, they were part of the White River Athletic Conference, and we were able to. Yorktown was in that conference at that time, and Frankton, LaPel.
That's
It's pretty stacked.
So
yeah.
tough,
we were able to get a share of the conference title that year.
Oh, nice.
So, nice group, and I hated leaving that group. But again, a chance to come back to MC was there. So
Yeah.
I had to take it.
Now, have you coached here at all?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I coached. Well, when I came back in '97, I was a varsity baseball coach.
Okay.
I knew that, but I couldn't remember how long you did it.
Yeah, I took over after Mr. Carr, and I coached 4 years of varsity baseball. And I also hoped, at that time, Dave Wall was the varsity basketball coach, and he was just transitioning here. I can't remember exactly who he followed, but I know that they asked me to be on his staff. So I was his JV coach that first year he came back, and really enjoyed working with Dave. He's a great man. So yeah, we had some really nice baseball teams.
Those are good years.
Won a lot of games,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then that fourth year finally was able to get a sectional title. That was our first in school history. So that was a fun time, and a lot of great kids. on the team.
01,
Yep.
I think, right?
Yep, 01. My son was born in February of that year. We won a sectional title in May, and then I decided it's time to get out.
Yeah.
It
Go
was
out on
Riley's.
top.
It was Riley's
Yeah.
Yep.
fault for
Baseball sectional, Riley being born somewhere.
Yep.
That's awesome. And then we've had many baseball sectionals since then.
Yes, we have.
I've been able. Well, I was part of one.
winning. I think I was
Adam had two,
I believe.
Yeah. So, and I haven't won one for a little bit now, but
Yeah, we've
So,
had
yeah.
a pretty good tradition here of having
Yeah.
a strong baseball program, and it was nice to finally get a sectional title.
Yes.
We had some really good players come through, so that meant a lot to get that and
Oh, yeah.
kind of keep building on that. So.
yeah. Have you been a class sponsor for any classes through
Oh
here?
gosh, I'm trying to think. I don't know if I actually officially was ever a class sponsor. I did help out student council.
Okay.
I know I did. I think I helped out with some junior high student council. VP would remember all this probably because I know I did.
Should have had her on here with you, dang
Yeah,
it.
she would remember some of these things, but pretty much I did most of my work with student council. So I don't think I officially ever class sponsored a group.
okay.
So yeah.
Now, what all did you teach before you were principal here?
So social studies, I was primarily the 8th grade U.S. history teacher. So I had all the 8th graders coming through, and then I did some high school geography. I had a couple sections of that. I think that first year I got here, I taught some government. They were needing one section of government, but primarily 8th grade, which I really enjoyed. That's what I taught at Westdale as well. So I like that age group, and obviously I love the subject. U.S. history is, I think it's important. So.
Oh, absolutely.
And you got to learn from the great Preston Proctor while you were here.
Absolutely.
He did.
I mean, I'll tell you, there's no question that Preston Proctor, obviously my parents had a tremendous influence on me, but, I've told this story before, but Proctor was a big reason why I wanted to be a teacher. Right. Just sitting in his class, I was like, I want to be like that someday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, absolutely.
We gotta try to get him on here.
Hey, we talked, and he listens. I think.
Does he?
VP said,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Get him
Preston,
on.
get on here.
Preston, reach out.
Absolutely.
Here soon.
VP would be great on here.
Yeah. We tried to get Trish Shoemaker, and
yeah.
she didn't want to.
Oh,
Too early, I guess.
And she's
come on.
and she's helping out right now with the guidance counseling, right? A couple days a week.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
is she?
so.
Just doing it all, man.
Just doing it all.
Got her subbing some, and it's been
yeah.
great.
Yeah,
to see her
VP
back.
said she usually has her if she's out because she knows that she can teach the class.
I also want to give a shout out to Charla Moran. Had her baby boy.
Yep.
So congratulations to that.
I saw
Enjoy the leave and fun times. We got lots of babies here at MC now.
Lots of babies. That's awesome.
We're growing the MC family. That's what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Adrian, you mentioned a little bit, of course, about your family, but tell us a little about Leslie and Riley and Ruthie and kind of what
sure.
everybody's doing now. And
So Leslie's over at Selma. She's the elementary principal there. Gosh, that's probably been 4 or 5 years now. Really enjoys that. It's been a good place for her, a good move professionally for her. She's tremendous at what she does, and really happy for her and what she's accomplishing there at Selma.
Good.
Riley just graduated from Ball State.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
He's graduated. That's nuts.
Yeah,
3.5 years as well, just like
Yeah.
you.
Was it?
Yes.
I didn't realize you did that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He got through, and he's looking for a job right now. He's taking a long-term leave at Rorton.
Okay.
He's a second grade teacher there right now
Nice.
through probably about the end of April. So he's looking. And then Ruthie,
Needs to come back home.
yeah, I know. We'll see.
I have
But
to kick one of the second grade teachers out.
Say, don't worry about your mom, Riley. Or Jed at Yorktown.
At
Don't worry
Yorktown,
about that.
that's
You
right.
gotta come back home.
Ruthie is my daughter's a sophomore at Indiana Wesleyan. Get along great up there. A great place for her, and she's a nursing major.
Okay. I was gonna say, what was she doing?
Yeah, she didn't want to teach, so that's all right. She's following in the footsteps of her mamaw, Susan.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So she's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we, of course, got to talk about your parents and the legacy. You know?
Absolute
Yes.
legacy.
Yeah. So they're doing well.
Yeah.
Still see him all
I
the time.
see Don biking all the time still.
Yeah, very, very active. They truly believe in what they taught. Dad and his fitness, and mom and her, wellness.
Absolutely.
Of course, sitting in this room.
I was gonna say that your mom's room.
Brings back memories. So, Dad was a physical education teacher here for many years. Did 5th grade basketball. I don't know if you guys ever had a chance to have him in 5th grade.
Unfortunately.
He would start kids off. That was kind of our first official grade level. We played intramurals at that time.
Okay.
But he'd start kids off in basketball, and I know he saw. I mean, for many years, he saw our athletes and got them started in that program. And of course, Mom was a fax teacher and National Honor Society sponsor, and she just she had a great impact on a lot of people through her.
Absolutely.
Through this classroom.
Yeah, I had her for cooking.
Yeah.
And now you can cook.
Yeah, now I can cook.
It's all came to fruition.
It's all came around.
Good times. It's a special place here, and that's what we kind of talk with VP too. Like, I always try to tell people, like, of course I try to show as well, like on TikTok and stuff, how cool this place is, but it truly is. I mean, it's just awesome.
Yeah, it's special because we have great people here. You guys know that.
Absolutely.
And it's great to have people that want to come back.
Yeah.
And certainly we welcome and we've been able to add to the family, I guess. But when you see certain individuals like yourself and want to come back, it says something about the place. So
Yeah.
I tell him all the time if he needs an assistant athletic trainer, I'm here.
he keeps,
highly qualified.
Yeah.
he keeps growing that thing.
I
It's
know it.
impressive.
Yeah. Hey.
I mean, smooth transition to the sponsor of this podcast, at Monroe Central Athletic Training. Follow me on TikTok. Just hit 165,000 yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
So that's been fun.
That's crazy.
I took at the sectional tourney. I took a few pictures with people. Made a video for a guy's girlfriend.
Oh wow!
So I felt good about that.
It's a celebrity. I'm telling you.
It's been fun.
You're still second.
Still second in total followers.
Total followers on
Raul's
TikTok.
got me.
Where's this guy from?
Texas, and he's actually like
I said he's got more kids.
I would,
tech,
Well, yeah.
and I would
He's got a
assume
one
he's
up already.
around mom and dad's age. I think he's older.
Okay.
And when he first started posting, he had like 4 videos go like 15 million. I mean, which is nuts.
Goodness.
I've never had anything go that. And like, so he's got like,
That's
he's
crazy.
got, I think he's got like 200, he's got 100,000
Because what's your
more.
ice bags get? Like
The
'cause I
one
know
got
those are-
5.3 million.
Yeah, making an ice bag.
You never know what's going to hit.
It's crazy.
And then
nuts.
there's one I had Kinsey film on like right before a game of like me going like I'm going to eat, and then somebody always needs me because that always happens, and I got 1 million views. It's like,
It's crazy what. Yeah,
but then I get sent stuff for sponsors. Like people send me stuff, I make something, it's like 2,000 views. I'm like, God dang it.
Right. Yeah, those are the ones that
Sorry
you don't
about you.
get. Yeah.
Yeah. But it has been fun. So, yeah. Thanks for letting me come back here.
Definitely have a talent at it.
It's been good. And then I was telling, I can't remember, we have the National Athletic Training Association convention in Indy this year, so I don't have to travel too far. So
That'd be nice.
Looking forward to that. I want to bring some people back here, show them
around
the realm, you could say.
Yep.
Adrian, how long were you here teaching before you got the principal position?
I taught for 5 years.
Okay.
And then actually I went into at that time, our assistant principal. So it was a dual position. It was athletic director and assistant principal.
So I don't think I
knew that.
I don't think I knew that.
I think I knew that.
Yeah, I did that for 2 years.
Okay.
And enjoyed it. I enjoyed the AD work. I mean, obviously, it's a lot of time. I respect
yeah.
those guys. Josh is just, Mr. Burkett is here all the time. You know that. It's a tremendous amount of work and time. And like I said, I enjoyed it, but I had, at that time, Ruthie was just born as I started the AD work. So I did that for 2 years. And then I had the chance to move up to the principal's job.
Because who was principal before you?
Dutch Schoenfeld.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys remember him.
I know
heard the
the
name, but I don't-
name.
He
Yeah.
was from Kansas, and
Okay.
his wife was a professor at Ball State. That's how they got located back in this area, and he was looking for a job. And he got the principal's job, and I got to be assistant under him for 2 years. Enjoyed
Nice.
working with Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think 2004, I think I would have been in junior high. I think you were
Yeah.
already principal.
Yeah.
I believe
That's about the time.
About the time you
transited.
transit. Yeah. Because I didn't remember you anything else.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Did that for a couple of years, and then principal's job came open, and did that for 11 years before I went over to the superintendent's.
The rest is history.
yep.
A lot of good times. Enjoyed the. I don't think you got a chance to, but I know KP did. We did a senior trip to New York, and that was kind of a tradition that I enjoyed.
I went. Yep.
Did you?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I went.
Couldn't remember how many.
You've
I've
had a
lost track
You
of
went to
how
a
many
lot.
trips we had to
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah, that would have been 2009.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't remember when we
10.
exactly started.
Right.
Well, it would have been 2000. When did we go?
The spring of your senior
Oh,
year.
so 2010. Yeah.
Okay.
2010.
Right before you graduated.
I was thinking it was before
Yeah, that was
spring.
that's what we talked about. I love that trip.
Oh, yeah.
And Kinsey and I were able to go back. I don't know, last
Couple
year,
years
before.
ago, I
I
think.
think maybe the year before.
Yeah.
And kind of guys, of course, the school trip you get to see everything, and
Yeah, you get
it's so
so-
scheduled.
so
and it's
much, and-
phenomenal.
yeah.
It was kind of. I mean, I enjoyed that, but it was kind of nice to just kind of chill.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Walk around just a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, I
explore,
remember. I
and-
fell asleep. We went and saw a show. I think I fell asleep just
Broadway
from,
show?
just from walking. And I did that in DC as well. You get booking.
It's exhausting trip.
Yeah.
I think DC would be fun to chaperone one day.
Yeah.
I thought.
I'm
thought-
sure you could
I
have
was
that
just-
opportunity.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go. We can
There
we
you go.
can both. Do.
Yeah.
That can be my part
Yeah.
at MC.
Co-chaperones.
Yeah.
I think my wife's over at East Washington. I think next year she's coordinating the Washington D.C. trip. I was like,
Okay, we'll go with them.
yeah.
Now, do they still do the New York
Yeah.
trip? Okay, I thought
And
they
well,
Well,
did.
I'm
DC.
sorry, the DC trip
trip,
they do.
yeah.
Okay.
We have not, since COVID, we have not been back
Been
to New York. So.
Because
Which
they had,
that makes
they had
sense.
really strict policies and everything.
They
didn't
did.
I mean,
Yeah.
they had a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, that was like one of the main
Hubs.
meccas or whatever you want to say. Yeah.
I worked with Mr. Rutherford probably the year before last, and we kind of had it lined out to start thinking about going
Go
back.
back,
But
yeah.
then once we started looking into it more, it was
Yeah.
like, wow,
Yeah.
wow, this
Yeah,
could be awful. If
it'd
we
be-
get out there and they have to change some policies.
Right.
and-
Everybody's stuck.
And then, possibly being stuck there. That,
Yeah.
you can't
So
have that.
what have they done in the last couple of years? I can't remember.
What's that?
What have they done in place of that?
Senior trip? Gosh, I'm not positive if they've done much.
I can't remember if they did something last year, or if it's the works for this year. I can't remember because I know there was like a few options, but I don't know if they actually did that last year, or if that was for this year.
I think Southern used to go to Florida. I think
Kinsey,
yeah, they went to Florida.
They had
Which
a
that'd be
junior and
cool,
senior trip.
But really? But
I know Mr. Rutherford was looking into that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were
Maybe
able
that's
to
it.
finalize
Maybe for
that
this
or not.
spring. Well,
Yeah.
it is this spring, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen or
if
not.
he's done anything this year or maybe
Yeah.
next year.
Is there, Adrian? Is there anything you miss now that you're the superintendent? Is there anything you miss from the principal being the principal?
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely the day-to-day interactions
Right.
with staff and with students. You know, I still get to see folks, but it's just a different job.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it. There's definitely some challenges to it, and I think you have to appreciate the type of impact that you can have, and setting a vision, a direction that you want to try to send the corporation, which obviously I think we were on a great path before I got over there. I'm just trying to keep things rolling,
Keep it going,
down the track. But the interaction with the kids that was tough. Because I enjoyed that. Being in the lunchroom every day, I know that was but and it's I try to get out and see folks and move about the buildings, but there's only so much time, and you got to get your work done.
Right.
So that would be the biggest.
Yeah. Did you always plan to go into admin?
No,
okay.
no, absolutely not.
Okay.
No,
Absolutely not.
No, I didn't. I really had never even thought about it, and I've talked a lot about him in the past. But Dr. Long was a big influence there on me and Mr. Stevens. When I hired back here, they definitely put me on the path toward that without me even knowing about it at times.
Right.
So I'm very thankful for them and that nudge to do this, and I've tried to do that in my career as well, to encourage people, not just be a superintendent and a principal, but push to try to get the very most that you can from yourself.
Sure.
So I appreciate, like I said, Dr. Long was a big influence there for me.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like
good guy.
The push that Kinsey has. Kinsey's going to graduate with her master's, I think, this summer, and then maybe go for another master's, and then possibly get a doctorate at some point. I'm like,
there you go.
well, And then there's me with my bachelor's degree.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
whatever.
But I got my dream job. So
Yeah, as I say, you don't need to go back.
Maybe at some point, but I don't know how else I can move up.
Right. I was gonna say you can't really move up.
Adrian, tell us about our newest project that we have going on down at the elementary, the preschool.
Right. Yeah. So, 3 classroom addition to the elementary. First time we've added any square footage down there since the building was originally put together in the 80s. So, it's going really well. Definitely needed. That building was, designed in the 80s before a lot of programs started at the elementary, not just at our elementary, but around the nation. That was before we had full day kindergarten. So obviously, special ed has expanded. A lot of title programming. So we definitely needed some space down there.
Yeah.
So we're going to be able to hopefully open that facility in August.
Still on track so far?
Still on track.
Good.
Yeah,
Yes.
doing
It's
really
great in
well.
construction.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful.
It looks good.
It's going to be a wonderful facility. Hopefully, when it's done, it'll look like it belonged. And like I said, we're going to have 3 classrooms. One of those classrooms is going to be open up to anybody. I mean, anybody could apply to have their 4-year-old attend. The other 2 classrooms are still what we call GRIC preschool, designed for special ed kids to qualify, which we currently have in the building, but just moving them out to try to get some more space. But they'll have their own little playground, their own little entrance. Really looking forward to getting that thing completed. And, it's long overdue. So, and I don't think it's going to be long before kind of like with full day kindergarten. It took a while to get to that point. and I think you're probably going to see
How
preschool.
how long has it been full day now?
Oh gosh,
I mean, I'm sure a long time.
Probably 15
Okay,
years.
I was gonna say
That's just
I was still half day when I
Yeah.
went to kindergarten.
Yeah.
I think I was too.
Yeah, I think you were.
Oh
too.
yeah, I would have been 2000.
Yeah.
And for a long time it wasn't. You didn't get paid. You didn't get support from the state for full day kindergarten.
Right.
But obviously that changed, and I see that.
And that makes it nice though. Kind of get them
Yep.
used to
Prepared.
the next, first grade.
Well, we just don't have a lot of options out here as young parents. You guys are going to find this out.
Right.
That there's just not a lot of options for daycare, for preschool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be a great service for our community.
Absolutely.
And we'll hopefully continue to just grow that thing.
Yeah.
Officially called the Cub Academy. If
I
you-
saw
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I
That's
thought
awesome.
that was adorable.
That's what the group that I've been, the teachers
That
and
is.
the
I like that.
community members that we've kind of been working with on a committee agreed to. So I like
Cub
it. I think it's
Academy.
good.
I like that.
Kinsey texted me. I'm like, that's adorable. Future home of Reese one day too.
Now they were in Mrs. Hall's room right there off the cafe, right?
Yep.
For
Yep. That's
past
where
however many years.
That's where they've kind of moved around just depending on what has been open.
Okay.
But they're currently in that room
Right
right,
there,
outside
okay.
of first grade. And then there's two rooms there. One is an actual classroom. The other is kind of a large storage area that
Yeah,
they
okay.
converted. One of the reasons why we're trying to get them out of there, but
right.
that's where the preschool 2 classrooms are right now.
Okay, that's why I was thinking somebody said.
I didn't know there was going to be its own entrance. I was actually running.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I was running here last night, and I went by and I saw that gravel. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I just saw. I was driving by and I saw the entrance, the
Awning.
awning. Yeah, I'm like, oh, well, they're having their own entrance. That'll be nice.
Yeah. So August, we're still on track. That's great.
Yeah.
For construction,
That
that's
is
phenomenal.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we've been very fortunate. Everything's shown up on time. Materials were obviously a big concern as you're coming out of the pandemic. Everybody was talking about, supply chains and everything else.
Right.
Wouldn't be able to get the steel here, and but everything's.
Now they plan on matching the brick and stuff outside.
Yes, a lot of people have asked about that.
Because I
Are we
asked
just gonna
him and he
paint
wasn't
that,
sure.
or-
Yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure they would.
yeah.
Yeah. So actually, probably this week, next, I think you'll start to see brick go
Nice.
up. That's the word. We'll see if the weather cooperates. But yeah, it's supposed to match or be as close as we can
As
get
close
it.
as you can get.
And
yeah.
is it our team finishing that stuff, or is
There'll
it?
be some of the interior work will be done by our folks, Brad and Rick. And,
Say Brad was telling me a little bit. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
I think ceiling tile, some of the lighting. They'll be doing that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. We even just in my time here, we've upgraded. I mean, the softball building, the cleat house was brand new when I first got here. Restroom
Just
facilities,
a little tiny shed
Yeah.
when I was here.
We've really, I mean, the grounds look phenomenal.
It does.
and it always has.
Well, and that's a lot of that's thanks to you. Appreciate you mowing that cross country course. And
Hey.
keeping that in great shape.
Yep.
But yeah, we are so fortunate. We have a great facility here, and the campus is just, we had some really good thinkers way back when that laid the foundation.
Yeah.
That decided to come out here and to buy up all this land and have our own little campus. It's been great.
John
John
Parkinson.
John
Absolutely.
Parker.
Shout out to former board members.
Yes. Whenever we both that buildings have the who was on the school board. So Grandpa's at the elementary and on the
here.
high
Yep.
school. So
Yes.
I like to show that off to the students. Say,
Oh, yeah.
look at this guy.
And then mom's on a
Yep.
poster down
Mom's
here.
on a poster.
Yep.
I say hello every time we leave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she was, of course, Mom and Dad both went here.
Yep.
Grandma was the elementary librarian. And Adam and I, of course, went here. And Reese one day will come here,
Yep.
even though she's only 10 weeks old. But
She'll get here.
I
soon
still
enough.
remember when I first, I think the only board member besides athletic ambassadors I've been to is when I got hired. And I still remember Brad Swallow was like, KP, whenever, people get hired, they usually bring their kids anytime soon. I was like, hey, one day, give me a second, Brad, one day.
No
22 years old. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, I guess,
Calm down, Brad.
Ken's only 23, I guess. Right
Yeah.
now, but MC is a good place. Adrian, we always ask everybody, and you have, I'm sure, a lot, but is there any favorite MC memories that you have from over the years that just kind of stick out today, at least?
Right.
You know,
Oh, wow.
Thinking back a little bit, besides having us as students.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that was number one,
Yeah,
obviously, but
Well, specific memories. I mean, there are a lot of
Ton,
great
yeah.
times.
Oh, tons
I
of them, yeah.
I think back to just the graduations, the homecomings.
oh yeah.
For me, I mean, just from selfishly and from a coaching standpoint, probably the most excited, not the proudest, because watching some kids walk across the graduation stage and being able to hand them their diploma. And I used to do a Principal Spirit Award, and some of those kids, I mean, those
Did you
were
get it?
yeah.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, those
You
were
didn't pick me. But
well. Those are some of the that was probably it truly was one of the highlights of my year to be able to do
absolutely.
that, and I really enjoyed when I was the principal graduation. That was always something I put a huge emphasis.
it always
on,
was
but-
very nice, very well done. And
yeah. But as far as just specific memories, I mean, obviously there's so many. As a former alum, I was in the marching band back in high school, and to be able to win that first state fair band championship, followed by two more after that was, I mean, I can't, that time, we've had a lot of enthusiasm and community support. But growing up here, I'd never seen the community come together like they did when we won that state
That's awesome.
fair championship, and just the signs and the business windows, and it was tremendous.
Yeah.
So that was probably the highlight of my high school career, and as far as memories standing out, I still remember it today. You know, when they announced us as the #1 band, and I've enjoyed watching that program throughout the years. I think Mr. Braswell does a great job, and it was a great memory.
Yeah. We haven't asked you about your high school days at all. So.
Well, not much to ask about. Really.
Well, you participated in band, of course,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
3 state titles. No,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, whatever.
brush your
Yeah.
shoulders off.
Yeah.
And then, did you do any athletics or any of any kind?
Yep. I played baseball.
Okay.
I ran cross country. Coach Ron Braun was my coach. I think Ron, if I get this right, Ron started coaching my senior year, and then obviously he built that program around that point. So I know Mr. Proctor was my coach my freshman year, and then I think he gave it up because his kids were just getting involved in activities of his own, and then I think Ron came in probably 90, 91, somewhere there. So, yeah.
Yep. 1990.
Yep. That was the fall of my
There it is.
Senior year,
year.
Sorry, I had my cross country website. I knew it was on there. I just couldn't remember exactly when.
So, and I had Mr. Carr. Brian Carr was my baseball coach, and great times with him. He was tremendous, tremendous person, and just he had some great success here. So I was in the academic team, and again with Mr. Proctor, Mrs. Washler. I don't know if you guys remember the Washlers.
I've seen Dave.
Dave, he retired the year I was coming into 7th grade, so I didn't get to have him, unfortunately. But
so she was Mask and Gavel back then,
Okay.
and she got me to actually do the sound and light booth. So I was
Nice.
into I was the soundboard guy for 4 years up there.
The booth.
Enjoyed
The
the
booth,
booth.
yep.
Yeah.
it's
So
been years since I've been up there.
good times. I was involved in a little bit of everything when I was here, and enjoyed my high school years. I really did.
Now you're involved in everything here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Literally. Yeah.
You are the one.
I think this brings us back to a former basketball player of Adrian's. This is the Craig Knuckles dad joke section. We had one reply on our
Yep, so
tweet
I'm gonna-
for
I'm
a
gonna
dad
have
joke,
to-
so we'll do that one in there
Yeah, I'm
too.
going to have to do that one. Where'd it go? Okay. So the reply that we had on the one, what happens when an alien has an allergic reaction? He goes into intergalactic shock.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what we said. All right. What do you call cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese. All right, that's good.
Why can't you send a duck to space? Because the bill would be astronomical. Then this is my personal favorite from this week. What did the police officer say to his belly button? You're under a vest.
That's phenomenal.
That one was my favorite one.
He showed me
That's
out
good.
the way here. I'm like,
Yeah. I said I'm running out of ones that I haven't repeated or found, because a lot of the websites or whatever, they have some of the same ones. So, but yeah, the under the vest one was my
stuff.
favorite. Yeah.
we are to almost the very, very end of having events in the winter time. We do have the weight meet tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Who do we have coming in for that? Do you have any idea?
Well, the last few years it's been Yorktown, Alexandria, and Winchester. So I don't know if we're just staying with them or it's always been a good time. I mean, they do a good job there. And then it looks like Wednesday is the MEC cheer competition, which I was able to go to for the first time last year, and I will definitely go this year. It's a great time, and our girls, I think, are very well prepared for this year. And then going to the spring, track had their first meet this past Saturday.
Did real well.
Did real well. Yep. Everybody's doing good. Easton's
what, 3 school records broke?
Yeah, in the small school, like, because the IHSA, I guess, isn't, but they have Hoosier State relays for like the state indoor track meet, and right now they do, I think 1A through 3A is small school and 4A through 6A is large school. Easton's ranked number 1 in high jump so far.
6'5", right?
Yeah, 6'5", which our outdoor school record 6'5.5", so it may finally go down.
Got you.
And then this Saturday they have another Hoosier State relay qualifier at IWU at 10 a.m. And then I think that brings us to the Hoosier State relays would be the 25th of March, and then I think our first home event is April 4th.
Yeah, spring sports are right around the corner.
Right around the corner. Yep.
Yeah, we're ready.
Back to it again. Yep.
Got a full week, and then 4 days next week, and
Spring break.
spring break time. I know everybody's fired up about that around here. So
Absolutely.
That's what I used to be here with baseball because they would always practice, and I would be here. Last year, I just decided to take the whole spring break off. I'm going to always take the spring break.
Yeah.
off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was and Kinsey and I actually line up. So now
Well, it makes
she's
it nice.
she's on maternity leave now for the spring break, but it's nice that they line up.
She's getting ready to go back.
Yeah. Afterwards, 27th is their first day back.
Oh, wow.
From having Reese. So
you guys got somebody lined up to?
yeah,
watch Reese?
we have my mom, Mackenzie's mom, Adam's wife Alyssa. I think maybe also Mackenzie's aunt Heather. So we got plenty of
Good.
And since I don't come in till 2, it's only just
a couple hours.
Yeah, because Kenzie will get off work and track, and she's coaching track this year, and so it'll just be for a little bit. But we got a good team around here.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Well,
Gentlemen,
yeah, I think this brings us to a phenomenal podcast.
Absolutely. And it recorded, correct?
And it's still recording.
Okay, good. Hopefully the video is still recording.
Yep. VP, thank you for
for making this happen.
For making this happen. She said, and we're like, let's do it.
She's like, she said Adrian was giving me a hard time that I broke the system, and we're like, wait, hold on,
wait a second, Adrian listens.
I said we got to get him on the podcast,
and you were thrilled, and I was like,
absolutely.
Me and Adam literally, I texted him like, we made it,
we made it.
We made it.
Hey, anytime you need somebody to fill in,
There we go.
Bring you some updates. We can talk about some other things.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
Yeah.
appreciate you guys doing this and promoting MC and 2 great Golden Bears here. So.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to do.
We appreciate it.
At the very end of every podcast, we do shout outs.
Yep.
So would you like to shout out anybody specific?
Oh gosh! Shout out to our seniors. You
There we
know,
go.
it's coming to an end,
Crunch
guys. Yeah, absolutely. You want to enjoy every last minute you got. Take advantage of everything you can. Come to events. Get involved. truly a great time in your life.
Yes.
Yep.
And you'll never forget it. You're making great memories right now. So, seniors, enjoy it. You've been a great group. Enjoyed working with you, and looking forward to graduation.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they are too.
They always are. And they're like, oh, dang,
And they're
it's
like,
already here.
Oh, well, now I have to go be an adult.
Yeah.
And
Shout out to you.
you're shouting me out? I'll shout out.
Yeah.
We never know. I'll shout out.
I know this time.
Do you know this time?
Do we go?
I never. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I would like to shout out everybody that made the boys basketball sectional possible here. Of course, Josh and I had a blast, but we had a whole team. We really did, and David kind of said it on his what are they called this year? David's Dandies. Whatever.
Dandies, I think,
okay. Every Sunday he sends out a little newsletter about the week ahead, and he said a really nice piece on it too, better than I could have ever said. But we really had, with David and Nick and Veach was here, and both Officer Parker and Antrim, everybody on the scores table, including VP.
Yeah. And she hasn't came in yet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, we're early for her, I think.
Yeah, it's true.
And just a good time. A lot of MC people just helping and making and the custodial and maintenance staff are making our facilities look good. We got those closets done and repainted.
You need to show me those.
Yeah, I'll show you before we leave.
Yeah.
It's just a great time. We we got a lot of compliments, and I think we knocked it out of the park. You could say.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout out my wife. She
Also, shout out to my wife and Reese. Yeah,
she had hip surgery, total freaking hip replacement. So we go tomorrow for her final appointment to hopefully figure out the next steps and all that. So I'll shout out my wife.
She's moving around much better than she was.
She's doing a lot better.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, Adrian, thank you again
Absolutely.
for being on
so
here.
much.
Who's on next week? Do we know yet, or are we still working on that?
We're still working on it.
Yeah.
We really need to, we had you scheduled for a couple of weeks. That was huge for us.
Yeah.
And
Right,
we had,
that was big.
VP and
Renee and Steve were followed.
planned.
Yeah.
We don't
I
have
know you did say we could maybe Ross.
Yeah, that'd be a good one,
Ross
I think.
would be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
you got Miss Shoemaker,
Yeah.
Mr. Proctor. You
Yeah.
got some good
I was
names.
gonna say, we need to
We'll
get
reach out
to Proctor. Yeah.
It is because he's off on Mondays and Tuesdays, so at least we have a little bit of flexibility in the mornings. But yeah. Well, you know how we end these, Adrian, with the Go Bears?
Go Bears.
All right. Well, after 3, we'll look in the camera and go from there. I didn't record TikTok. Imagine that. That's okay. After 3, 1, 2, 3.
Go Bears!